At the Olympics, the door is open for faces new and familiar to claim the highest achievement in the world of sports, an Olympic gold medal. Welcome to the Olympics.
Good morning and welcome to the FBC coverage of the 2021 Summer Olympic Games. Today is July 25th and I'm joined by my... Do I have to say handsome? By my handsome co-host, Rob Kostrom. Good morning, Robert.
Thank you, Victoria. You look lovely as always.
Thank you, Robert. As most of you know, this past week we kicked off the Summer Olympic Games with the opening ceremony on July 23rd. What a spectacle that was.
Yes, so exciting to see all of the best athletes on the globe gathered in one place. Such an electricity in the air as we begin these weeks of competition, you know? I don't even know what I meant by that, too. It's just all a metaphor. And speaking of competitions, some of the biggest events have already kicked off this weekend.
You're right, Robert. We've already seen the beginning of the gymnastics competition, as well as swimming, archery, cycling, basketball, weightlifting, and rowing. Just to name a few.
Watching the high-profile rivalry, you know, that's not how you say that word. Watching the high-profile rivalry competitions between these different nations is absolutely mesmerizing, you know? The excitement keeps me glued to my television and I can hardly blink.
I know, Rob. I was up super late last night, just couldn't settle down with these exciting competitions.
I know, we have some awesome interviews set up for today, don't we?
We do.
We do.
I'm ready to get started. Should we check in on the action with our rowing reporters, Wayne and Kendall?
Yeah, let's see what these crazy kids are up to. Guys?
Alright, thanks. We're here today watching the runners for the track and field event. It's really hot out here, I'm not gonna lie.
For real.
But I've heard a lot of good things about these guys, especially the runner in lane 2. We're gonna
Alright,
watch him
we can-
especially.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and watch the event.
Let's see how he does.
Alright, they look ready. Look
Alright,
prepared.
okay.
And they're off.
Oh, there they go.
Up.
Oh,
First
he knocked
hurdle
over a
down.
hurdle, okay.
Oh, another one.
Oh.
And the person next to him ain't doing too good
Yeah,
either.
the-
And he's just.
Oh, okay.
he's just kicking. That's my
No.
mom. No, what? Watch it. The other.
he fell,
Oh my
he's on the
goodness.
ground now.
Oh my. He's in the other person's lane and he
Dude,
doesn't
that's-
even know it. He's
Oh
pushing
my
them. They're
gosh.
mad. Oh my gosh, this is
No.
terrible. I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure at track
goodness.
events you don't do this, but who knows, honestly.
I don't
Gosh,
know, bro.
the disappointment in his eyes.
Golly, dude.
If I was his mom and dad, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Me too, bro.
Paid all this money for him to be down here. Well, we're gonna send it back over to Adrian. Adrian?
Hey, thanks, fellas. And we're back here at the gymnastics arena, and it looks like we'll be watching Stefan Beletsky as he takes on the vault springboard here. So let's take a look. He's got his chalk ready. Here's his trainer. They've worked so hard together to get here so far. Here he goes off the jump. And whoa! Oh, he's into the table! He missed everything! The board broke! Somebody's hurt. I don't know who it is. They're moving valuables. The staff is leaving. Shouldn't they be helping? Oh my goodness. So folks, it looks like we've just had a little bit of a gymnastics accident here. Stefan has completely shattered the springboard and flew directly into the judges' table. That will take a toll on his scores for this attempt. We'll send it back to you in the studio. Hopefully you can make some more sense out of this.
Come on, put them together tonight. I'm alive, 'cause Jesus gave me life. He opened up my eyes, and I can see clearly now. Oh, everybody dance now. Oh.
Well, good morning, friends. I'd like to welcome you back to our FBC coverage of the 2021 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Today, we will be joined by the beautiful gymnast, Sophie Justice. Welcome, Sophie. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your costume is just breathtaking. It's beautiful. Do you wear it for your competitions?
Yes.
Now tell me, Sophie, how old are you?
8 years old.
Wow, that's incredibly young. So, how long have you been competing in gymnastics?
About 4 years.
But you just recently started in competition, correct?
Yeah, a year ago.
Interesting. So, in the typical Olympic gymnastics competition, we know the events are beam, floor, vault, uneven bars, parallel bars, but you participate in tumbling events, correct?
Yes.
And what are the events that your team would participate in?
Double mini, trampoline, and floor.
Interesting. And would you personally participate in all of these events?
Yes.
Interesting. So tell us a little bit about the floor event. I think we might have a video here.
Yes. So I do back handsprings and a round off back handspring.
Those
And I
steps.
would do a back tuck, but I'm not on that level yet. So I only do round off two back handsprings, and I do it from a power hurdle, and I do it from running.
Hold on. Tell me, what kind of preparation do you do before a big competition?
I stretch a lot, like doing straddles, practicing my back handspring, standing, and doing my warm-up routine, which is like I do handstand walks and I do like kick-ups, and I do jogging, and I run. I do arm circles, and that's mostly a lot of it.
Oh, that's
I still have
interesting.
more.
You know, I jog as well. Anyways, could you tell us a little bit about the trampoline?
My trampoline routine is back tuck, full turn, seat to seat, belly to back, then stand up, half turn, front tuck. My friends do back tuck, pike, back pike, straddle, airplane. Airplane, stand up, half turn to Brandy.
Well, the only airplane I've ever been on is, the one that flies. We also have some videos of you on a trampoline. Oh, wow. Goodness. That's quite high. Have you done some traveling in the pursuit of your tumbling?
Yes.
Oh, yes? Well, where have you been?
I've been to Las Vegas, which is the farthest competition we've ever been to.
Interesting.
We've been to, I think Atlanta. I don't know. I forgot.
And so you've been to Atlanta?
I think so.
Interesting. Well, I always see gymnasts putting some kind of white powder on their hands. What is the exact purpose of this powder?
For you can have grip.
For some grip. Interesting. What does your tumbling practice schedule normally look like?
I usually do it on Tuesday, Saturday, not Saturday, I meant Thursday and Friday for 4 hours.
4 hours. Goodness gracious. Wow, that's a lot of commitment. Now, tell us how they award medals in competitions. Is it similar to the Olympics?
Yes, we have bronze, gold, and silver.
Interesting. And what about the other ones who don't get the first 3 places?
They get ribbons.
Interesting. Very, very
All the
nice.
way to 10th place.
10th place. And what's the highest award you've ever gotten?
My highest reward is first place.
First place in what event?
Floor.
Interesting. Very, very cool.
I got all my first place from floor.
Very, very cool. And tell me more about the other event, a double mini?
Yes.
What is that?
Double mini, you mostly jump on a tilted part for a mount, and then you jump over the red and then do something, and then you dismount off.
Interesting. Very, very, very cool. So, we sure appreciate you taking your time to tell us about gymnastics today, Sophie. Could you maybe tell me one person who has influenced you in your gymnastics studies?
My teachers because they have pushed me to do other things and they've helped me learn more.
Very, very nice. Well, we appreciate you coming in today. It's definitely one of the most popular Summer Olympic sports, and it is certainly at the top of my list as well. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Sophie Justice, who's going to show us some of her floor routines. All right? Oh! That's very nice, dear. Would you like to show us something a little further that way? Oh, that's very nice. Oh. Well, folks, that's all we have time for today, but be sure to check your local listings because the 2021 Summer Olympic Gymnastics coverage begins July 23rd and will wrap up on August 3rd. Oh, good gracious, that hurts!
So I can see the wonderful things you have for me. Open my eyes so I can be all that you have planned for me. Head up, head down. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey with it. Open my eyes so I can see the wonderful things you have for me. Open my eyes so I can be all that you have planned for me. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey with it. Head up, head down. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey with it.
Thank you. You know, Victoria, our interviewers are doing a great job covering these events this week.
You know, Rob, it seems as though our reporters seem to catch a lot of interesting happenings around these games.
Yes, they haven't seemed to caught a lot of successful attempts. There seems to be a lot of, well, I'm sure the athletes are all doing their best, right? Yeah.
Yes, of course. I hope the athletes we've seen are getting plenty of encouragement from their fans and coaches.
Encouragement does seem appropriate in these circumstances. That makes me think of the 7 letters God asked Paul to write to encourage churches.
I believe we have a video about that exact thing. Let's watch it now.
I agree.
The Apostle John was on the island of Patmos when he had a vision of Jesus. Jesus told John to write down a message for 7 churches. So that is what John did. To the church in Ephesus, you do not love well like you did when you first believed. Turn back and love like you used to. To the church in Smyrna, you are poor and are suffering, but really you are rich. You may face prison or death, but do not be afraid. To the church in Pergamum, you are faithful to me. and you tell others about me even when it is hard, but not everyone in the church is doing the right thing. Some people are living like those who do not believe. Turn away from your sin and turn back to me. To the church in Thyatira, I know about your love, faithfulness, and service. You do not give up. But there is a wicked woman who teaches things that are not true, and some of you believe her. I will punish her and those who follow her teaching. Many of you do not follow her. Keep believing the truth until I come. To the church in Sardis, people think you are alive, but you are actually dead. You used to have a strong faith, but now you are weak. Wake up, be ready for my return. Turn from your sin and remember the gospel. To the church in Philadelphia, you have little power, but you listen to me and obey my word, and I am coming soon. Be ready and keep believing. To the church in Laodicea, you are lukewarm, not hot or cold, so you are not good for anything. I will spit you out of my mouth. You think you are rich, but you are actually poor, blind, and naked. Jesus told them to come to him, and he would make them rich. He would make them see and would put clothes on them. Jesus said, "See, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him, and he with me." Jesus will reward every faithful and obedient believer. John wrote, "Let anyone who has ears to hear listen to what the Spirit says to the churches." Jesus loves the church. His message to 7 local churches called them to turn away from their sin and remain faithful to him. We can learn from those churches. Through the church, Jesus helps believers work together to do God's plan.
In this week's video, we heard how God commanded John to write letters to 7 different churches. Some of those letters were warning them against false teachings or scolding them for losing their way, but in every letter, there was lots of encouragement. John urged the churches to remain faithful and don't give up. Doesn't that sound a lot like the encouragers we've heard about from our athletes? Everyone needs someone in their life who encourages them to stick with it, stay strong, and keep pushing. God has an interesting way of sending those people into our lives when we need encouragement the most. Now I'll send it back over to you guys in the studio.
Good morning and welcome to the FBC coverage of the 2021 Summer Olympic Games. My name is Rob Kasha, of course, and I'm joined today by Alexi Osborne, who is an expert in the sport of tennis. Alexi, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Rob.
Yes. I understand you've been involved in competitive tennis for quite a long time now.
Yeah, I've been doing it for now going on 15 years. I did it and started when I was about 6 years old.
That is quite a long time of tennis. And can you tell me, how did you get started with tennis?
Well, really, my parents just gave me a racket. We got some tennis balls, and then we headed out onto the court, and we've kind of gone from there.
Oh, wow. How interesting of a story. Now, so you're actively competing in tennis, if I'm right?
Yeah, that's correct. It just happens all the time. It's an ongoing sport, so you never really stop. The only breaks you ever really get are injuries or whether you decide to take it off.
Wow. Yeah. So, how often do these competitions happen?
Really, it's all the time, as I was saying. It can range from a weekend, it can range to a week or 2 weeks, just depending on how large the competition is and what the time it's slated for.
Ooh, and what about the awards and other medals that you win for winning competitions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be half the sport if we didn't have them. So a lot of the local stuff, they will give out little medals, maybe a little trophy. But if you go bigger on the national level, say Wimbledon or something like that, the U.S. Open, they'll give you a much larger trophy. And I believe that some of them give out like a silver platter.
Platter.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's tradition.
Like grilled chicken platter.
Exactly.
That's my favorite. So, back to what we were talking about once again. Tell us what your training schedule looks like.
Training just depends on what's slated for the week. Depends on the competition, how long it goes. gets to tell me how hard I'm allowed to go on my training regimen. Usually I'll just do mechanic work, make sure everything's in line. Ground strokes, so just a forehand, backhand, then volleys, take the ball out of the air. Yeah, you got it. Not a big deal. And then always practice some serves.
All right, well, so maybe a little bit extra here, but can you show us any tricks today?
Well, I'm not really one for tricks, but all I can actually do on the spot is I can give you a little spin of the racket.
Oh.
That is it. Yeah.
I love spinning. So, anyway, tell us about someone who encouraged you or pushed you to keep on in your pursuit of excellence.
Yeah, I would have to say probably my mom. She's been obviously probably in most people's lives our biggest supporters, our mothers, and she was one person that just kept on going, kept pushing me to be the best version of myself, both on and off the court.
Mothers. How nice.
I know.
My mom actually made me a cake.
Oh, really?
That is truth. Anyway, how has your faith in God, how has it helped you persevere? You know, like, were there times you wanted to just give up?
Yeah, absolutely. Tennis is a really mental game. There's no one actually out there to help you at all, especially if you're playing singles. You're by yourself. You don't get any coaching. You're not really allowed to talk to anybody. So knowing that you have God on your side and that you have a solace and that He will be with you, and kind of you have somebody to talk to, but maybe not in the physical aspect, but He makes the sport a lot easier when you're out there by yourself, and sometimes you can get in your own head, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense to me. How inspiring. Now, Alexi, please tell us who you think we should be watching out for as, the top tennis competitors in these Summer Olympic Games. And who's your favorite to watch?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the oldest guys, he's been on it and doing it forever, but he is one of the greatest, is Roger Federer. Good old Roger. Then you have Rafael Nadal. He's from Spain.
2 for 2. Still never heard of him.
2 for 2. And then Novak Djokovic.
I don't know who that is.
Yep, not a lot of people will. And then another one he's a really young guy and he's up and coming is Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Let's say I know him.
Yeah. He's a Greek guy. Yeah. I'm sure you will eventually.
Greek guy?
Yeah, he's a Greek guy.
So it's safe to say that you'll be cheering for Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Well,
I know. I'm hilarious.
Yeah, you are.
I really am. Well, thank you so much for coming today. And we appreciate your time and insight on just the sport of tennis. And just thank you.
Absolutely, Rob. Thanks for having me on.
And for all of our viewers here today, the 2021 Summer Olympic coverage of the tennis competitions will begin on Friday, July 23rd, and will continue on and end around July 31st. Not around, it will end on July 31st. Be sure to try to catch up some of the greatest competitions known as the Olympics and some of the greatest athletes in the world. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Absolutely, Rob. Hey, you want to go grab some food?
No, thank you. I do have my goldfish, like always.
Oh, well.
Welcome back to the studio. I'm here with effervescent Victoria Derbyshire. At every Olympics, standards are reset. World records are broken. Performances that won't soon be forgotten. Victories will be unprecedented at these Tokyo Games.
That about wraps things up for that coverage today. July 25th, 2021. What an exciting season for us to be witnessing these 2021 Summer Olympic Games, and it's an honor to be able to cover it.
You're right, Victoria. These Olympians have come together from all over the maps of their countries, confident that with their combined skill and talent, they can literally conquer the world.
Uh-huh. Right, Robert. A big thank you to our audience for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage today as much as we have.
Yes. Be sure to check out your local listings to see when each of our Olympic competitions will be aired live on your television set.
Or Google the competitions you want to see and watch them on YouTube. With your parents' permission, of course. There are hundreds of events to choose from, so be sure to catch your favorites.
Yes, right. Right.
Well, have a great week, and we'll see you next time for more Summer Olympic Game coverage.
Good night. Or good morning. Either one. Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Until then.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye. Sayonara means goodbye. It means goodbye.
Obviously, Robert. Goodbye.
See you.
End the tape.